All right, let's talk about how the content is formed so you can see how it physically gets put on the pages. As you probably know from working with us, our pages are always a combination of verbiage that is physically on the page and verbiage that is pulled in from variables, mixed and matched. We have some static words and some variable words. Static sentences, maybe variable sentences, static headlines, variable headlines. Bullet points might be static or variable, whatever we choose, okay? Let me show you how that looks in the back end because it's not so weird, okay? If I go into the back end, okay, I get a link for pages. I can take a look, okay? And here's what I want to show you. There's a page here called emergency repairs. There's another one. That's because we went and actually looked through some competitors to see what they write about because we didn't do this for a client. We did this for generic purposes. The average business nationwide who would do this kind of thing. That way we can send all these calls to a dispatch center. And the dispatch center knows how to figure that out. Who's really open 24/7? If a call comes in, they'll say, yes, of course we're open 24/7. They'll make sure to get that call dispatched to somebody who is there, who is open 24/7. Okay, we don't have to worry about that. We're just creating the content, throwing it out there, and collecting the leads, and then selling the leads off. That's our job. Okay. Now there are a lot of things that we could be doing. That's one of them. So anyway, if I were to take a look at one of these pages, it's a page we created like for emergency repairs, right? Well, I see the stuff that I put in here for that. Now if I scroll down a bit, here you go. These are all variables, right? They're tokens. I assume that you guys understand tokens because it's a very common thing. It's not something we invented. Tokens used in AdWords by Google, tokens used in spin text, tokens used in lots of things. So if you don't know much about dynamic tokens, do some study on Google and figure out about it. It basically means that if you have a sentence like the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog, then the word quick could be replaced with other things that could go there. It could be quick, but it could be very quick. It could be speedy, could be fast, right? Could be very speedy, quite fast. The quite fast brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Anything can go there. So when you're thinking in terms of we provide certain services, we provide service A, service B, and service C in city A, city B, and city C. There you go. Now you're thinking in terms of variables already. Okay? We do A, B, and C. Well, that could be from a list of 60 things. So you might have 60 for A, B, and C. And the only thing there is you don't want the same thing to show up twice. So you might take your 60 and split it into 20, 20, and 20. That way you can choose. We do A, one of those 20, B, one of the next 20, and C, one of the next 20. So a different page can say 3 other things. Why would you create pages that use combinations like that? So that Google can have all those pages at the ready for when someone does a keyword search that feels right for that page. Maybe not that one, maybe not that one, but this one right here. Okay. And then where do we do it? In this city or that city or that city or whatever it is, right? So there are a lot of ways to pull this off right. Anyway, we are staring at these tokens. So take a look. These are really interesting. This is city B, which really is the city token. But the city token, CITY, is a function token in our system. It's used to generate URLs. So the difficulty is if the city is 2 words like Los Angeles, then for the URL, a dash is automatically put between them. Every time the word city is used, you'll see a dash there. So it'll say Los Angeles. Well, that's great for the URL. So that's our city column. But then for the usage on the page, we want to make a parallel column that's going to use the same set of cities. Same cities, okay? If it says Los Angeles in the URL, it better use Los Angeles from the other column. We have a way of making that happen easily in the files, okay? We just mark those columns to match. That's it. It's very simple. But then city B is that. It's the alternate city column. Same as city, but B just meaning the second list. That way it's not a function token, it's just regular information. So city B is Los Angeles, 2 words, no dash. Okay. And then what do we have? Well, we have something you can almost read. It's like page 2, header 1. Okay. And that's actually what's happening here. We're saying in this city, some header, right? And if I highlight it, you see it's marked heading 1. We chose that from our list. I mean, we could have made it something else, but it is a heading 1 tab or heading 1 item, so we're making it the biggest and boldest. Okay, then what do we have? We have like page 2 P1. That's got to be page 2 paragraph 1. The whole paragraph. The whole paragraph is one of the variables in Excel. In other words, we have a column in Excel called page 2 P1, and it has a paragraph in the first cell, a different useful paragraph in the second cell that's quite similar. They're interchangeable. Then a third paragraph, then maybe a fourth, maybe a fifth, maybe a sixth, could go down 1,000, up to us. What each of those cells says for alternate options for the paragraphs is totally up to us as well. Okay, these are columns in Excel. Okay, this is a column in Excel. This is another column in Excel, another column in Excel. Let's keep going. We have page 2, header 2. You know what that is, right? H1 tag, and then the subheader would be an H2 tag, second level header. But this says H21, right? So what do you think that means? It means it's the first H2 tag on the page. So it's really H2 first case, right? H21. And what's it say? It says page 2, H21 in, and again, the same city B token. That way, we're really giving Google these signals about the city. Okay. Then what do we have? Page 2, paragraph 2, right? See that? Here's where paragraph 1 goes. Paragraph 2 goes down here. Obviously, in this case, it happens to be interrupted by this thing that we put in the middle, right? Then what? Then we have page 2, header 2, second case. And that's what that means, of course, that there is that page 2, H22 column in Excel with a lot of options, however many we want, for headers for that particular spot. Okay. Then there's page 2, paragraph 3. All of this is that. And down at the bottom, what do we have? We finish up with call us 24/7 for service in that city, whatever the city is. Notice whatever we use for the tokens on any page will always be the same. Okay. If it uses one of our city B options from Excel here, it's going to use the same one here and the same one there. I mean, that's common sense, right? Otherwise, the page wouldn't make any sense. If it's using Denver, it's going to stick with Denver on this page. And it should stick with Denver for the other pages that are related in the menu, right? And that's what we do. We set it up that way. We use whatever those tokens are throughout all the related pages in the menu in whatever way we'd like. And you can always make new tokens for new purposes. Here's a phone token. That's got to be for the phone number, okay? And it's probably related to the city. And yeah, that's how we do it. All right, then you scroll down, there's more of that being used. But anyway, okay, so now you're staring at the page and thinking, okay, I sort of get it. How does it look in the rest of the system? Well, for the base pages, we have our base global variables, the ones for these front end pages. That's before going into a sitemap link, like down here, to see lots and lots of other pages, right? Before we go see a lot of other pages, we're looking at the front pages. These, however many pages are here, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 16. Okay, so what about those? Well, that's the point. So city B, page H1, here are those base global variables. And we uploaded them. See, import variables from Excel. So we built an Excel file with these columns going across, and then we just dragged and dropped it and imported it, and boom, it just filled everything out. It saw exactly what we wanted and made that happen. And you can see that result right here. I think it's becoming less confusing now, okay? We're going to get to the beginning where we actually create the content, put it into Excel, and then you'll be, okay, now I get it. But take a look. This is page 1, paragraph 1, okay? This is the first option in the Excel file. That's what it's doing. It's using the top row in Excel as the base, right? It's assuming the top row is the most significant, the most important. So whatever is in the top row is what we must want on the front end of the website, okay? That's what it's assuming. So take a look, paragraph 1, page 1. Of all the doors within your property, blah, blah, blah. Okay, then what do we have? Well, we have a page 1, paragraph 2, don't we? We have been the go-to garage service repair company, blah, blah, blah. And then what? Page 1, 2, you know, in a second level header, first case. Meet our team, right? Now, are these in a particular order? Do they have to match the order of these things? Obviously not. Because take a look, there's city B, but then there's city B again, right? We do not have city B in here twice. It can only be in here once. Because what if it was in there twice but had different values? You know, which one was supposed to be chosen for each of those? Left to right, top to bottom, most significant somehow? Nah. So the columns that you see here have unique names. Where it says page 1, paragraph 1, there is no other page 1, paragraph 1 anywhere in our list of many tabs, right? Like 5 anyway, for all of these variables, right? But there you go. You can see what's going on. This is the top row of our Excel file, okay? Headlines, paragraphs, even bullet points. Say that this was like page 3, bullet point 1, bullet point 2, bullet point 3, bullet point 4, bullet point 5. It could be, because again, they don't have to be in order. You could even have the 5th bullet point long before the first bullet point, okay? Yeah, it does not matter the order. What matters is they will show up on the page in whatever way we make them show up on the page. We type here, and that is what appears in those spots in that order. So when you have this layout for emergency repairs, and here are those variables, it will pick and pull from the variables it finds in this big list, and it will produce that page. And this is what it looks like. This is that emergency repairs page. Let's take a look. This is the city, Del Mar. Where is Del Mar? In California, right? There's the city B token, and there is the page 2 header 1, right? If I look, city B, page 2 header 1. If I went to the global variables, where would that be? Page 1, paragraph 1. I may have it before that because they kind of tend to be in order, since when we build it in the first place, of course, we're doing this thing in sets. So let me just see. Oh, why am I looking at page 1? It's page 2, right? Okay, page 2, header 1. Let's see. Page 2, header 1. Page 2, header 1. Learn about us and our 24-hour company, right? Okay, learn about us and our 24-hour company. Can we change this? Yeah, of course. Could we go in here and edit that and change that to make it bigger, smaller, whatever? Yeah. If you edit these, one simple rule to keep in mind though is you have to re-upload your sitemap file. There's a separate sitemap file you have that's all broken out in Excel. So keep it. So whenever you make changes in here, you have to re-upload the sitemap file. If you're wondering why, it's for more complex reasons. There's a lot going on in the back end. Anyway, yes, we can change any of this, and we can overwrite any of this. We can add any of this. Now, if I want to make a change just physically on the page, what if I wanted to put a colon here, something to separate these? How would I do that? Well, that's not hard. That's just a colon, right? It's not a variable. It's just something that you want on the page. Well, I can just put it right here and save the change. Update and reload this page. That's what that button does. It reloads the same page. See how it got added? So if I come over here and refresh, there it's added, okay? So I just affected this page in a really nice, simple way, okay? Very cool. Now I can do other things too. I can put in more sidebar items or whatever I would like. All I'm doing right now is explaining to you how this is broken down. Header 1, paragraph 1. Header 2, first instance in whatever the city is, okay? Why work with our company in Del Mar? There it is. Page 2, header 2, first case. Why work with our company? And then what did it say? It said in the city, right? And it's got another paragraph. So exactly what you see is how this is broken down, okay? Now, if this seems like a really convoluted way to write a page, again, the reason we do it this way is so we can generate a page for every geo-targeted keyword that affects this business positively. We don't just want a few pages, we need lots and lots. A typical plumber needs to show up for at least 40 keywords, sometimes 60, and they typically work in 10 to 15 surrounding cities. So even with 40 keywords times 10 cities, they want Google to know that they do sync repair in that city, but they also do it in that city, and they also do it in that city. They also do it in that city. So if somebody does a search for sync repair in that last city over there, they have a page for that saying we do it. And you might be thinking, well, why not just say we do this and that and this and that and this and that in the city, that city, that city, that city, and that city? The answer is your page won't rank for anything. Google says it's sort of about a bunch of things in a bunch of cities. I don't know what it is. If somebody says, I want to see these 5 things in this 5 cities in their keywords, if they do a search on Google for sink repair, bathroom repair, South Bend, Mishawaka, Elkhart, then yeah, then they'll say, oh, that's a perfect matching page. It's got all those services and all those cities. But most people say what? Mishawaka, sink repair. So the plumber had better have a page that says, we do sink repair in Mishawaka. We are the foremost Mishawaka sink repair company. You know, we serve Mishawaka residents doing sink repair. But some other page should say, we serve South Bend residents doing sink repair. Some other page should say, we serve Niles residents doing sink repair. While other pages say, we serve Mishawaka doing broken faucets. You know, we serve South Bend doing broken faucets. We serve Elkhart doing broken faucets. Niles doing broken faucets. You need all the keywords times all the cities. That's the idea. And then if you can find more ways to make it even richer, we're the top choice, or we're a cheap choice, or we're the fast choice, or we're the best choice, or we're the most bonded choice, whatever it is, right? We have the greatest experience, whatever. These are new angles that give rise to more pages. And then you can even reach further out if you think the market is searching for topics related to it before honing in. Like, what's the right metal to use? Hey, this gives us a lot more room. We could say, what's the right metal to use in Mishawaka? What's the right metal to use in Elkhart? What's the right metal to use in South Bend? Answer may happen to be the same for those 3 cities, but I can already guarantee you that's not true when you get into different areas like farmlands where a lot of animals, that means a lot of sodium in the soil. That means the pipes could rust faster, so they do different things, okay? Really, every area can be different. Areas with fault movement, or the ground isn't so hard, it tends to sift and bend and move. Better have flexible piping, better be a little different situation. So the fact is, Google, just because you do sink repair in Mishawaka does not mean you do sink repair in South Bend. Google doesn't know if that's true. It's not going to suggest you unless you have a page that says it. But you really want each keyword and each geo-target to form its own page for anything. Okay, that's with geo-targets. You know, for those of you guys going nationwide, if you can find a way to geo-target it, like affiliate programs, find an affiliate group near you in Mishawaka. Find an affiliate group near you in Elkhart. Then it gives you an excuse to create many more cool pages and aim local. That because Google will see where somebody lives, and it always looks for local pages first. That's why if you do a search for hotel and I do a search for hotel, you're going to see hotels in your area while I'm seeing hotels for mine. Both of us are going to see some of the big names, but you're going to definitely see local results, and I'm going to see other local results that have to do with me. That's because Google sees where we are and is looking for local sources, since that is usually the best information. Information closer to you matches you better than information further away from you, very, very often. Okay, all right, so having said that, we're going to create tons and tons of content, and here's what I mean. I said there are 16 pages here, right? Then we auto-generated 2,500 groups of those 16 pages, and they mix and match content to create different variety. Are we expecting all of these things to rank or Google to index all of these pages? No. It's a big smorgasbord of possibilities that we're handing Google to let Google say, well, I can see where I can fit that into my algorithm very well for that keyword, and I see where that goes, and I see where that goes. So I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to plug these things in. The only way they can plug in beautifully through all different keyword combinations and across all different geographies is if you give them a big smorgasbord of possibilities. Look, Georgetown garage door repair cost, for when people are in Georgetown are searching for garage door repair cost. What do you want to bet? If Google's indexing that page because it's seeing a reason to, because hey, we did our keyword research, garage door repair cost is a big time keyword. That's nationwide. Now we don't know where the next guy is going to be when he does that search. It could be Georgetown. All we know is we're creating all the keywords times all the cities. So we basically have a page for garage door repair cost for every city we're going after. Okay, that's the idea, right? So go after it all, right? Garage door tune-up in McCordsville. Well, we don't know if the next guy doing a search for garage door tune-up happens to be in McCordsville or some other city down in our list. I've got East Weymouth garage door tune-up cost. Okay, I might show up for garage door tune-up in East Weymouth if the guy does that search because it's close enough, right? Let Google fill in the algorithms by giving it everything you can, just gobs of possibilities, and let it pick and choose what it finds useful. And then whatever it doesn't find useful, nothing stops us from creating more. We don't have to stop with 2,500. By the way, this is 2,500 subdomains. You know how long it takes to create them manually if you were going to do them manually? If you went into your cPanel, went to subdomains and started hand creating all of these? Like a 40-hour work week per website. But we can auto-generate these at will. Yes, we're that competitive. And do all the pages have to be in subdomains? No. They can be folder level pages instead. Instead of it being Clarksville Custom Garage Doors dash garage door repair.net, it could be https dash garage door repair.net / Clarksville Custom Garage Doors / new garage door.html. If that's what we want, we can do that. We can do many things actually. We can put pages in the root in a first folder level, in a second folder level, and even in a third folder level, in any combination on the root, and in any combination on the subdomains. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different levels of placement for information to show Google anything we want. If we wanted to show Google a ratio of 20% subdomain links to 80% root page links because we think that matters or we want to test it for SEO, we can do that. If we want Google to see folder levels of pages because it makes sense to organize them that way in the root and or in the subdomains, we can do that. So we can do any of this almost instantly within minutes. We can develop this and lay it out within minutes for Google's eyes so that Google can be interested. Some guys even get themselves to show up on the front page of Google twice because Google's showing a root page here and a subdomain page there. That doubles their chances of getting clicked on. They're taking 2 of those spots up on that one website. Okay. That's the value. Now, if I go to any one of these, Duxbury garage door auto close, whatever, automatic garage door repair.html watch. If I go there, sure enough, that's Duxbury, Massachusetts, automatic garage door repair. That's what the page was saying, automatic garage door repair, right? We have pages for all the combinations. It is about Duxbury automatic garage door repair. It still pitches everything, but it's focusing on Duxbury and then whatever other keyword combinations we want to show, right? And it's still a great lead-in to get people to click on anything else if they happen to come into this page first from Duxbury, right? Whatever they were searching for, let's try and capture them and let them find what they want. Okay, all of these pages right now, I could go to any one of them like that. It's all about Duxbury. Remember, City B across all the tabs it's still the same City B. Duxbury in this case. Call us for service in Duxbury. Whatever it is, it could be Duxbury, could be in here. And then when we're done, if we go back home, it's staying on the Duxbury subdomain. So it's staying right here in Duxbury, even when we clicked on home. Totally different than if we went to some other link, right? Just so you understand, this is how much room we have to give Google what it wants. Let me go to Shepherdsville. Garage door repair. Okay, overhead garage door repair. It's in the URL for the page. It's also right here in our header for keyword, serving Shepherdsville, Kentucky. Then yeah, if I go to like the same, I don't even know what page I went to anymore. If I go to the same page, now it's talking about Shepherdsville, and everything can be different here. These paragraphs are not the same as the paragraphs on the Duxbury page. They're mixed and matched. Somebody said, can you mix and match further? Yeah, you don't have to go paragraph level deep. You can go sentence level deep almost just as easily. Okay, almost just as easily. That would create a lot more amorphous mix for whatever it is that you want to say. Could we do that? Yeah. Can you do that by the time you're done getting through this video series? Yeah, it's not going to be hard either. So you can do it whichever way you want. Okay. And yeah, it's going to stay on Shepherdsville. Even if I click on home, it stays right here in Shepherdsville. That was the point I want to make. So yeah, I can hook up with a guy doing garage door repair in Shepherdsville. Say, hey, what if I change the phone number on your Shepherdsville pages to you? What if I change the name of this thing to your name? Okay. What if all of this is to try to get guys in your area to come to you? How much would you rent that for from me? Now, in the meantime, I'm also going to go to the guy in Westbury, and I'm going to go to the guy in the other city, the guy in the other city. I could go across the nation trying to hook up deals. By the way, we have some automated ways of reaching out for clients in each of those cities and showing them these pages related to them, okay, to see if they're interested in renting. And what if you're just charging 20 bucks a month? Heck, they may as well sign up anyway, because why not? I mean, you're helping them market themselves, and it's stupid cheap. They can afford it. And since you have a website with 2,500 areas, that could be 2,500 times 20. That's 50,000 a month if you filled them all up. 5,000 a month if you filled up a tenth of them, right? And like I said, we have ways to auto contact guys in all these cities to offer them this stuff legally, legitimately, directly, and in a way that may very well seal the deal. Okay, so that's some of the stuff that we're getting into. Okay. So now you're starting to understand what's going on. Before I go through that second part about creating the sitemap for all of those extra pages, we have to come back to the base. You sort of see how we created the front page. We imported variables from Excel that created all of these in the system automatically. And we physically had the pages reference sets of them. Okay, so that we could have each page be about whatever it is. This is page 2. The other pages, well, heck, they're the related versions. Page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6, page 7, 8, 9, 10, blah, 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 right? Some of these don't really even have variables in them, like the prices list. It just has an image that represents the prices list. And yes, it's a dynamic image, so that's why it shows this way here. But on the website, you actually see the image. Same for the other pages that are like that. Okay, that's the end of this step here. Let me go ahead and stop this recording. We'll get into the next step. And what we're going to do is the fun part. We're actually going to create content and lay it out in Excel so that you see how we can import it to generate it as our global variables in the system. Okay? All right, there you go.